Good morning, friends. Welcome to another episode of Interview Questions. So, in this video, I'm going to cover the basic intro questions for Scrum model or Agile model, we can call it as. So, I'm going to cover 10 questions, very important questions which they may ask during your interview. Let's move on to the first question then. So this is normally the main question they ask if you're working in Agile or if you're working in Scrum, and definitely this would be the first question they'll be asking. Can you tell me what is the difference between Scrum and Waterfall model? So Waterfall model is more phases on the sequences. The Waterfall, if you remember, so will have requirements and followed by low level design, high level design, then development, then testing. All the phases goes in sequences and which are tightly coupled as well from one phase to another phase, and which is well structured, right? And Agile, because it is in the dynamic world, and people expect, or our client expect their feedbacks. So the Agile model is having that flexibility where we can take any feedback in a shorter period, right? Means in Agile model, a sprint will have 2 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. After that, team can take a new feedback as well, or there will be demo will be there at the end of the sprint. They can take the feedback, and Agile it is having its own principles or best practices, which is well defined in the Agile world. So hence, the Agile model is the most frequently used development methodology at this moment. So this is the second question, where normally the interviewer will be asking, can you tell me what are the important ceremonies which happens in Scrum teams? So normally there are four very important ceremonies which is happens, or event we can call it as. One is a sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning means where we will be discussing the complete planning for a given sprint, right? Where before we are taking any work in that given sprint by the Scrum team. And the daily Scrum meeting, where we talk about the updates or daily status from the meeting, and we will assess is there any challenges in meeting our goal or sprint goals here. And sprint review meetings. So basically, the sprint review meeting, which is happens to review or assess as a team how effective the sprint is in progress, and what is the support is required, and all these aspects will be discussing as part of sprint review meeting. It could be validating all the deliverables or whatever, right? Just to ensure that it meets criteria which is delivered by product owners or product management, where basically the scrum masters and both development and test will present to the stakeholder and get their feedback so that they can sign it off. The current user stories being accepted or not accepted, right? So that that is a part of the sprint review meeting. The fourth is sprint retrospective meeting. Basically, this is more of a meeting where we will assess or retrospect ourselves, what went wrong and what did not went wrong. Means what did not, what happened good or what happened bad, or what all the corrections will have to make it. So complete assessment of the issues, and as well as providing a solution, so that the next sprint onwards these issues doesn't pop up again. So hence this meeting is very important in terms of lesson learned. So in general, I think we should remember these four answers. meeting, daily Scrum meetings, sprint review meeting, and sprint retrospective meeting. So next question is, so normally this is a general question asked by in most of all the interviews, where what is the Scrum normally will have it. So normally it can range from 5 to 9. It is an ideal situation. So maybe we call it as a one Scrum Master, one PO, two developers, or two testers, or one testers. So basically, this is how the complete the team size. Normally, it can go up to maximum team size 9. So let's, as I mentioned in my another questions, what are the three important things we discuss in the daily stand-up meeting? And this is very frequently will be asked by in the questions, just to validate are you really working in agile model or not. So basically here they will be asking the three important things to be discussed in this meeting. What have you completed since the last meeting? Means since the last daily stand-up meeting, what are the things you have completed as per the plan, and are you on track or not, right? So what do you plan to complete? Means from this meeting to next meeting, what is your plan that you are going to achieve, right? Or do you see any what is getting in your way or impediment you have which stops you to make a progress, that you can call out in this meeting, and they will suggest the solution or workarounds or any escalation mechanisms. They will use it as part of their leadership meetings. And this is information, basically these three information will be asked for all the resources, and the meeting should not go behind 15 minutes for entire team, right? It should be a very crisp and clear meeting, and so that we should get all of the status of the that sprint Scrum team. So this is also another question. So what is the ideal duration of a given sprint? So at least according to me, the sprint can go from 2 to 5 weeks, right? The ideal or best duration of a given sprint is around 2 weeks, right? 2 week cycle. So definition of a requirement in a Scrum team. So how will you define a requirement in a Scrum team? So Scrum team uses the product backlog items. Basically, this is where it is a laundry items where all the requirements will be gathered and put it in it as a placeholder in the PBIs, and it will be discussed with our POs, PMs, architects, BAs, and these requirements will be keep analyzing and refining throughout the project. So basically the answer is product backlog items. And so what are the artifacts or deliverables in the Scrum team which normally produces as part of the Scrum team? So answer is the product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. So these are the three artifacts or deliverables in the Scrum team. We'll have it. What is a user story? So this is also another important and very basic questions. So user stories are nothing but a system requirements, so which will be used during Scrum activities to implement something in a given sprint. We also call it as a persona. So what is the velocity in agile model? And this is very important question, and this is very important metrics as well, which we normally use to measure in the agile model. The velocity is a metric used to measure amount of work a team completed during the single sprint. So which is a very important metrics which will be used to measure how much work or how much work the team has completed during the 2 week sprint or a 5 week sprint. metrics normally will be calculated at the end of the sprint by looking into all the completed user stories. So this is a very important metrics, and you should keep remembering these metrics all the time in the Agile model. The next way of measurement in Agile Scrum team is a burn down chart. So what is a burn down chart? The burn down chart is nothing but it's a graphical representation where or what is work is still versus time. Outstanding work on the vertical axis and time on the horizontal axis. Basically, this is a matrix will be used to measure versus time. Means what is the work has been left out as we are more on the sprint work, and we'll be using this graph to assess as in today we're on the sprint plan versus actual, just to assess are we on track or not. Covered all the 10 questions in this video. I am hoping these questions with answers are very useful for you. If you feel it is very useful, please subscribe so that it would give me happiness for me to make another video. And if you are liking this video, please like it and share it if somebody is looking into questions, so that they will also get benefited out of this video. Thanks for watching this video. Take care until our next video. Bye bye for now.